Normally I get Yuri, my bro over here, to come and clean me up Monday nights after Wholesale Hotline because it's like the time that works. But I wanted to have a fresh cut this morning because we're actually coming out with BatchLeads 3.0. The homies over at Batch Services, really, they spent the last, year putting this brand new platform together. It's got a crap ton of new services in it. They've even taken Batch Driven, which is their Driving for Dollars app, and put it in BatchLeads. So it's all in one now. You don't have to pay for Batch Driven and then BatchLeads. Like, it's all in BatchLeads, which is incredible. Anybody that's out there doing door knocking or looking for pre-foreclosures, which are great lists to go and find undervalued opportunities, I think BatchLeads is legit going to carve out an entirely new lane for themselves. So I'm getting ready, man. It's gonna be a party today. I'm gonna see Jesse, Annie, and Evo at Batch and just shout it from the rooftops, man. I'm super happy for what they've been able to accomplish. This whole prop tech industry, right, where you create software for real estate investors to implement into their businesses so that they can optimize and get more efficient and get better leads and make more money by getting in front of the right people. It's such a difficult business to master, right? Because there's a ton of competitors out there. And for the most part, what I've noticed is the competition in the space has been geared towards attracting real estate agents, which I'm totally fine with. You know, I think it's totally makes sense that people in the prop tech world would focus on real estate agents rather than wholesalers, because real estate agents tend to be in the business longer, right? They go through a licensing process, they pay yearly, monthly, even dues to retain their licenses. And so there's constant buy-in. They're always taking action to remain a realtor. They're always marketing themselves, putting themselves on fridge magnets, on bus benches, sending out notepads and pens for you to write on, so you constantly see their outdated headshot. But why do they do that, right? They do that because realtors, they heavily invest in their careers, and that makes them a great client for a prop tech company, because that realtor will probably last on their platform for years and years, well, probably the entirety of their career as real estate agents. So they're an attractive customer. The problem with the wholesale world is wholesalers oftentimes they're not participating in mentorships or communities. They're learning basics off of YouTube and trying to piece together and string together how to do this business from mismatched steps. To give you an example, right? Yesterday I got a DM on my Facebook by an individual who's not a part of Astro Flipping. He's not a sub-2 student. I don't even know if he watches Wholesale Hotline. Anyhow, sends me a message and gets himself into a pickle because he had learned from YouTube and gone and got a property under contract. He's in a state where the contract that he signed had a mutual cancellation clause, meaning that both he and the seller had to mutually agree to cancel the contract if he decided to cancel during his inspection period, which is an extremely dangerous clause to have in a contract. If you have to get permission from the seller to cancel, and if the seller for whatever reason is upset that you're canceling, like they would be in markets like now where it's stressful for sellers because they really want buyers to perform, because there's not a lot of buyers out there doing stuff, you will get challenged by sellers who are going to be unwilling to sign that mutual cancellation form, which means this guy now has to fight for his $4,000 in EMD. Even though contractually he's totally entitled to getting the money back, he has to fight to get it back. Who's he going to have to fight? The title company. So he starts messaging me and he's like, Jamil, should I go get an attorney? And I said, okay, well, let's go down that path. What does it look like to get an attorney? If any of you have ever hired an attorney, you know that immediately you have to pay an attorney $5,000 as a retainer to even talk to them, to even get them on your case. So this guy is out $4,000, which I want to also say, he borrowed from a Gator lender, right? So somebody has gone out there and got business credit and lent this person $4,000 in EMD. A, it's a failure on the Gator lender's part for not having checked the contract to make sure that there was a mutual cancellation clause in the contract. And B, and that mutual cancellation clause had been stricken. That's the key here. So lesson to everybody listening, when you are doing agent outreach, when you are going and getting deals under contract, if you are not reading your contract line by line, then you are putting yourself in harm's way. Mutual cancellation clauses are the death trap for your EMD. I'm gonna say that again. A mutual cancellation clause is the death trap for your EMD. Now, had this person been in my Astro Flipping mentorship, he would have learned that, he would have known that. But because he's piecing together all his information from YouTube, it gets difficult and you can make costly mistakes. So guys, here's just an example of what that looks like. But how does this all relate to Batch? right? How does this get you back to why it's important to have a great tool? As I was saying earlier, these prop tech companies, they focus on real estate agents because wholesalers tend to drop out. You see that individual that's about to lose $4,000 of somebody else's money probably is sitting right now questioning whether or not he wants to remain a wholesaler, because you didn't go through a licensing process. You didn't go through formal education. You didn't go through continuing education to make sure that you're practicing best standards and good practices so that you don't get yourself into a situation, or you don't put other people in a situation that could question the ethics of your transaction. So I say all of that because Batch has focused its customer base still towards wholesalers, even though it knows that wholesalers may stay in the game 3 months or 6 months and then walk off. It's a true result of this culture of people not wanting to invest in themselves. And I mean that. This individual could have invested in himself and squatted up, could have found people to help him. I mean, I'm not just talking about joining a mentorship. I'm saying he could have reached out to other astro flipping students. He could have reached out to people in the know about how agent outreach works and what it looks like when you're putting deals under contract and how to navigate those pitfalls. In any event, BatchLeads is such a beautiful organization, and the Batch services team are so beautiful because even though they know that wholesalers tend to quit, they still created a software that's focused and geared towards helping wholesalers find deals. So all of you out there today, I urge you to check out BatchLeads 3.0 to get your hands on either a training with them, or to just get into the platform and start navigating and looking around at all of the cool little new features that they've added in there. I mean, they've got this new feature called lead scoring. Guys, it's a game changer. Can you imagine if you could lead score all of the data that you're pulling and skip trace only the data with the highest lead score? Or could you imagine if you would only focus your cold callers or your texting resources towards those leads that have the highest lead score? What an incredible efficiency. All things that are new in BatchLeads 3.0. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I'm getting a haircut, probably wear a fresh black tee today. And that's not one of my black tees that I've worn once or twice and washed, but a fresh one, a freshie, right out the bag. I'm coming out into the world just extremely excited, extremely grateful for my relationship with Batch, extremely grateful for their continued attention to the wholesaling community and putting forward an incredibly beautiful product. So guys, get out there, check out BatchLeads 3.0 today. And if you have any opportunity to send Annie Dragonova, Ivo Dragonova, or Jesse Burrell a message of congratulations today, I would highly urge you to do so. They work so hard, they give so much to the community, and we deserve to love on them. If you haven't yet checked out BatchLeads, I highly urge you to go to www.batchleads.io/Jamil. batchleads.io/Jamil. The link will be in the description so you can click it there. I highly recommend you give this platform a try and see all of the incredible things that it can do for you and your business. Also guys, if you got any value out of this video, or if you just enjoyed hearing the razor going on my head, or you just like how excited I am about this, then do me a favor and like and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. This is a great place for you to come and learn and not get yourself in a situation where you're going to lose $4,000 in EMD.